I keep preaching this point over and over, and I sincerely hope it's starting to take root in the very core of ATV buyers. When you start your search to buy a new ATV, the number one thing you have to consider is this. What am I going to do with this ATV? There are vehicles out there that appeal to your more practical side, and many that will stroke your ego, and even some meant simply to get the job done. But none of them will truly fit you unless they are designed to do what you will be doing with them. So, if after an honest conversation with yourself, you've come to the conclusion that the thing you love to do most with your ATV is ride around in the mud, we think you should definitely check out Can-Am's new Outlander L Xmr. Why, you ask? Well, the easy answer is because it's more awesome and well equipped than its price tag would suggest. The more in-depth answer is because as a mud bike, it can and will do everything you need it to and more, including leaving some cash in the bank for inevitable upgrades. The L Series is Can-Am's entry-level line of ATVs. They're designed to attract buyers on price first and then seal the deal with features like a full-on SST G2 frame and Visco-Lock front diff. Basically, you get more than you paid for. It's a trend in the industry right now that's growing by the day, and Can-Am has wasted no time covering all the bases with a full line of L models, including an XMR. The L Xmr is powered by Can-Am's new 48 horsepower 570cc V-Twin, and the truth is, this is a stellar motor for a bike like this. 48 horsepower is just enough to get you into, and more importantly, out of, nearly any sticky situation. And it's that V-twin torque that you really need to get these 28-inch Maxxis Mudzillas to spin. All the tire in the world is useless if you can't get it to turn. And the 570 found in the XMR gets these things rolling without any trouble. The XMR lineage is pretty impressive. Can-Am revolutionized the category when they introduced the first XMR model that was built on a Max chassis and came standard with the rad relocated to the front rack, full intake and CVT snorkels, air suspension, gorilla axles, and of course, ridiculous tires, perfect for getting it in deep. The L Xmr, while most certainly a premium model, is still an L, so it's meant to be entry-level and affordable while still carrying on the legacy of the XMR name. With this in mind, the use of a standard length chassis and basic shock package is understandable. After all, you still get a super Trigg front bush bar that doubles as the top-mounted rad support, fully integrated snorkels for both the engine intake and both sides of the CVT, Can-Am's coveted DPS system, Visco-Lock QE front diff, raised foot pegs, and obviously the tires and wheels. All this for about $8,500 full retail. That's impressive. But we have found one thing to complain about and one thing we think needs to be clarified when it comes to this XMR. We think the L Xmr is missing one of the most important features that needs to be included on any mud-specific vehicle: a winch. Sure, it is a budget ride, meant to get people into the mud without breaking the bank while still remaining fully capable of not just recreational mud running, but also competing in some stock class events. But a winch? That's something any mud bogger is both going to need and want. Running mud without a winch is like trying to eat oatmeal without a spoon. It's messy, frustrating, and annoying. Put a winch on it, and we'd have nothing to complain about. Now comes the part where I appeal to the rational part of your brain, where I attempt to win you over with statements that make sense in hopes that you'll take my advice with a grain of salt. Let's start with this beauty. A mud bike is a mud bike. How's that for deep and meaningful? But what I mean is that this is not and is not meant to be a trail bike. It's not meant to be an ultra smooth riding, stellar handling, fire road blasting, rock crawling, do-all ATV for the masses. In fact, it's pretty terrible at most of those things. Which brings me back to my original point. You need to look deep inside yourself and honestly decide if you're a true mud runner or somebody who just occasionally likes to get dirty. If, during a moment of Zen-like self-realization, you accept that maybe, just maybe, you're the former, you should probably consider passing the XMR by in favor of another 570L model with an upgraded set of tires. But if you're the latter, we think the L Xmr is without question the best way you can get into serious mud destruction without having to sell your kidneys or trade in your firstborn child. If you've enjoyed watching this Dirt Tracks TV segment, we encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you'll never miss another update.